Hi, it's Ross Cook with the Center of Balance and Effective Communication, and welcome. Tonight we want to talk about, we have to probably warn you of a problem, and you're probably already aware of the problem, and that problem is that your mind chatters with irrelevant trivia repeatedly and repeatedly and constantly. And why does it do that? Well, it's set up to do that because if it were to go quiet, it might have to face some truths. And some of those truths you might end up facing don't fit well into a chattering mind, and they might be threatening. It might be a severe challenge. You might find it threatening truths to the things you believe in your day-to-day life. So what do you do about it? Well, the next choice is a paradox. A paradox. You think in paradoxes, and chattering linear minds don't deal well with paradoxes. So how do you deal with paradoxes such as I might have to get empty in order to get fulfilled? That is the choice. Am I going to do the same kind of linear kind of rattle, or am I going to go into paradoxes where the answers are not obvious or just waiting on the surface or simple? Okay? And they take examination, they take some exploration, and that's great. Ernest Holmes said that all manifestations are an effect. That's all they are. So that means something came before the behavior we end up seeing. There's something there that was causal and then probably rolled through a number of causes and ended up being an effect, and that's the life we end up seeing time and time and time again. Well, if we're not searching differently, we're just layering more stuff on top of what we do. That comment about, I have to warn you about a problem and perhaps you already know about it, comes from a brilliant book called Mind Fitness Training, and it's about neurological feedback, and it's really a quality book, and I really think it's a good one to read. Ernest Holmes continued, he said, there are no mistakes done, there are none being done now, and there never have been any mistakes made. There's one of those things that's not going to fit into convenient logic, is it? Okay, so you just go ahead and start thinking about it. Here's another big question. This is an awesome question for you to begin to think about and to look at the people around you with. Do you believe this is an infinite world, or do you believe this is a finite world? If it's and everybody will kind of look at each other kind of uncomfortably, and then they'll say, it's an infinite world. Really? If we were to look at your day timer and look at your friends' day timers and look at how they respond to stimuli, is it a finite answer? Is there only so much stuff out there and I better get mine before somebody else gets theirs? Or do we truly believe at some kind of broad source understanding that there's plenty? There's more than enough. And it's about manifestation and me being able to hold a clear idea over a long period of time. It takes different tools to think about an infinite world. Plain and simple. Nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. And the reason it does that is nature, will not let us stay there any longer than it takes to gather the experience necessary to feed your soul and have it move on. To feed your soul and let you move on to somewhere else. Okay, so a couple things, How are you going to think about things differently rather than a one snap response or one snap reaction? How are you going to think responsibly from the place of the infinite? This is a paraphrase from Reverend Hall in the movie We Bought a Zoo. And he says, sometimes all it takes is 20 seconds of insane courage that will change your life forever. Well, you could put insane courage throughout your day if you're just willing to think in paradoxes instead of more same old mind chatter stuff. Emerson tells us that nature is spirit reduced to its greatest thinness. Okay? Is nature reduced to its greatest thinness. That means it's just going into the world of the infinite. Spinoza said also that mind and matter are all the same thing. They were talking about quantum physics way back then, long before we found it in the science lab. Well, you can play with that right now by entering into the world of paradox, of infinity versus finite, of 20 seconds of insane courage, thinking on what does it take to have sane simplicity in your life. All good thoughts. I'll be glad to help you with them or share, but this is a journey you do with yourself, within yourself. This is something you do by internal journeying. This is the ticket, okay? Take your time and look at this. There are plenty of books out there we can put you in the right place. So we teach deep subconscious inner journeying change all the time. But this is your journey. This is your time. It is your 20 seconds of insane courage. I'm Ross Cook with the Center of Balance and Effective Communication. I love you, and I love all those that you love and what you love. We'll meet again soon, and Jomo.